I mean, when we say anger, we can get angry. We can get angry on the road in traffic jams. This wasn't just anger, this was hatred to the world. Professional and amateur MMA, professional and amateur kickboxing, bare knuckle boxing. Done 5 in a weekend before.
You're joking?
Oh, no. Well, multiple times.
Tell me how you can be addicted to someone trying to beat you up.
Still a lot of anger inside me. I have to channel that somehow. I have to get these things out of me.
And when you say it saved your life, you mean because it's brought discipline and order.
And ultimately a way of making my family proud. It's all I want to do, really.
You want to make them proud?
Yeah. Flip it, look at me.
Welcome to Unbelievable Britain, the series that gets to the heart of the most extraordinary true stories from across the UK. Each week, I'll meet the people whose lives remind us just how remarkable and unpredictable Britain can be. Please do subscribe. Today, I'm talking to Luke Dyson, a fighter in every sense. From care homes and a chaotic childhood to hundreds of boxing and MMA bouts across the country, his story is one of anger, survival, and how discipline can come from chaos. Luke, welcome to Unbelievable Britain.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us. I want you to tell us a little bit about your childhood in Dewsbury and then moving to Huddersfield after you were adopted.
Yeah, well, basically, I was born in Dewsbury Hospital. I was born a little bit small, a little bit young and a little bit premature. But I think we've developed all right in the end up. The home environment wasn't the best. My biological mum was extremely young. She couldn't make the right choices in life. I ended up getting quite hurt a series of times. Ended up in hospital quite a lot at a very, very young age. Quite seriously as well, yeah.
Right.
I think at one point I got quite severely hurt and then I got took from my mother. I got fostered and I think, I've got a book at home. It's got all my pictures. It tells me I've always had the truth. It's got pictures. It's got little bits of writing in it and it explains my story kind of thing. I got fostered. I was moving around foster homes and whatnot.
You don't remember this stuff? It's just because it's written down?
It's just because it's written in my book, yeah. My mum and dad, my adopted parents who are my mum and dad, they've earned that right to be mum and dad and they always will be. They've always been 100% with me.
And how old were you when they adopted you?
I think I was about 5 roughly.
Right.
It's about 5, give or take a year or two.
And do you, I mean, again, it's so young, but do you remember anything about that time of going to their home for the first time?
Nothing. There's only one thing I can really remember and it's such a vague memory and I just remember being sat in a high chair. At the end of the day, there isn't a single thing back then that it doesn't affect me, it doesn't upset me, it doesn't bother me. I've got a beautiful set of parents. My life would have gone to, my life has been one hell of a struggle, whether it's due to things I've done or due to things that other people have done, outside or inside influences. It's always been a struggle. And I was given everything I could have asked for as a child.
Okay. When you got to your adoptive parents, you mean?
So, as you can imagine, if I hadn't, what I could have been. Which is well,
tell me. Well, if you hadn't been adopted, what do you think would have happened to you? To be quite honest,
if I hadn't made choices in the life that I've been given now, I really do genuinely think I would be dead, in jail, or addicted to serious, hardcore substances.
Right.
Yeah, living a life I don't want to live, and I've already, with the tools I've been given to equip to live this life, I've already been close enough to that. So I can imagine if I hadn't have had the start I had, where I would be.
You said your adoptive parents have earned the right to be your mum and dad. Why do you say that?
Because they give me everything and I threw everything at them. Obviously, when you're young, and I don't know whether it's just the situation I went through, but I was a very, very confused, very upset child. I didn't have a clue what was going on and I was awful to them. I was just rebellious. Everything was everyone else's fault. Nothing was ever my fault. I was just angry with the world all the time. In school, I just have, even going into my adults, I just have such a short temper.
Do you think that is related to the first few years of your life?
Well,
because from what you've described, and I'm not a professional in this sense, but like it was traumatic in your in really your first few years of your life.
Yeah, I think when I became quite a bit older, when I really started to struggle, and I was really at the depths of like depression and substance abuse and all the hard points in my life that I've been through, I ended up in a psychologist.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. And basically, I had a chat with them about everything, and they said to me basically, look, there is going to be things from that you don't understand in your head that have probably impacted on your brain that have caused you problems further down the line.
I mean, you've talked about anger and, you know, feeling troubled. When you were a teenager, what you got into trouble? You know, there were brushes with the police. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even just. I mean, when we say anger, we can get angry. We can get angry on the road in traffic jams. This wasn't just anger. This was hatred to the world. I was blinded with hatred. I was so angry. So then as I got older, inevitably it came along, didn't it? It steps up, doesn't it? You start getting in trouble at home, and then there's only so much discipline you can get at home. Then you're misbehaving at school. There's only so much discipline you can get at school. And then it moves on to the police.
What were you doing? What sort of things?
To be fair to you, most of it at the start was just wrong place, wrong time. Obviously, as things go on, I moved from my parents' house due to myself. I just wasn't able to live there anymore. I was causing more damage than good to myself and to them. And they never deserved it, you know.
So did you leave? Did they kick you out?
At the first point, I got kicked out.
Right.
A situation happened. Some people ended up at my house over a situation, and wrongly or rightly so, with them being in the house, I reacted wrongly, and I reacted violently and angry as I always do, and I caused a commotion, and the police came and the police removed me, and I didn't go back to the house.
Right.
I went to live with my good friend over in Huddersfield.
And what age were you at this point?
I was still in school, so I was, I think it was I mean, I struggle to remember. It will have been year 10 or year 11. So they've been 14, 15, 16.
Were you actually going to school, were you?
Yeah, I was still attending school now and again. I still had little bits of routine. My parents never really left me. They kicked me out. They had to, but they never really left me. They never abandoned me ever.
So they loved you. They just couldn't cope with the way you were at that point. Yeah.
And I don't think I could cope with it either, to be fair.
Can I ask about how you first got involved with fighting, and if you think, when you reflect, is that relevant to the start of your life? Do you think there's a link?
Well,
does that make sense?
So through most of my life, I was always a victim. I know when I was a victim. I was the one that I would get bullied, but I never used to fight back in school. I never used to fight back in the playground, and then through my adult years, I was taken advantage of on serious levels. You know, just living a life that probably you could even write in a book, and someone would probably look at it and think, well, that's far-fetched.
Yeah.
But it isn't.
Can you give me an example?
Just serious crime, serious instances, you know, life being at risk.
Right.
But then I went down the slippery path of the substance abuse and the depression, and then I found the gym, and the gym really did start building me into something, and I found that the medications I was on and the stuff, the physical exercise and the pushing myself out there, it far surpassed anything else I'd ever done in my life, as in feeling good and the reward, the feeling of reward coming from my body. And then when I started to see a difference, it was life-changing. But then I got to the point where I'd built myself into something that I thought was great. I just looked all right. But then I started carrying myself different and acting different, and then going back out drinking again because I looked all right and I wanted to. And then I started falling down the path of fighting them. And, you know, I was getting drunk and I was fighting, and things were happening. Police were getting involved, and the accusations and the charges were getting a lot more serious.
So this is getting really serious now. But physically you're changing, and you find that mentally going to the gym also helps up here. But are you saying like you'd go out and you were a bit cocky because you look different and you look quite good? Is that what you're saying?
Either that, or I've always been a very well-known person, even
Right.
before the fighting, even just within my local area.
So you attracted attention.
Yeah, 100%.
And some of it was not
No,
good.
most of it was not good, yeah.
Right.
There's always just opportunities in life, and if you don't grab them, and it could seem the most outlandish, like for me, fighting Luke, going having a fight, like I'd never trained to fight. No one had ever held a boxing mitt for me or done anything like that.
So this is the moment.
This is the moment, yeah.
Someone said what?
I got the phone call. My mate, who used to be the doorman in town, the head bouncer, he'd seen me fight so many times. He'd seen me do all this. And he said, Luke, would you like a boxing match in Birmingham?
Wow.
And I said, yeah, well.
And when you say he'd seen you fight, you mean like a brawl when you've had a load of
drinking
when you've had a skinful
in town, yeah. Stupidly, do you know what I mean?
Right.
But
when he's contacting you, it's for what kind of fight?
Yeah, a boxing match. Yeah, so
amateur boxing,
a proper boxing match in a venue with medical professionals.
I know you wearing a helmet or not?
No.
Okay, right.
Well, so it gets better. So it was a boxing.
I'm dying to know what your definition of better is.
It was a boxing match. It was a boxing match. He said. I said brilliant. So I rung up my best friend, and I said, right, we're gonna go and have a boxing match. And I thought in my head, I deduced it. I thought, well, I've never trained, but I can. Well, I've had a few fights on town, and
I've been to the gym a bit.
You know what I mean? All you do is put gloves on your hands, and you should be all right. So I turned up in Birmingham. I thought, we'll have a bit of cash, and do you know what I mean? We'll have a bit of a scrap. And it turned out to be professional MMA. I was just naive, completely naive. But yeah, they dressed me. They put the shorts on me, these red and blue shorts. And see, the thing is, well, because I was drinking, I'd been drinking a few nights previously, and I'd end up having a fight with some bouncers, and my face had been broken. So my face was actually broken going into this fight. You can see, got a big black eye there and swollen things. So they broke my face. So somehow I turned up to a pro MMA fight with a broken face.
And what happened in the ring?
Well, I beat him up in the first round. I don't know how.
Do you mean a knockout?
No, I didn't knock him out. I opened him up. He was bleeding quite profusely.
I'm sorry to be stupid. Is that the point of professional MMA? You need to make them.
I think any fight, yeah.
You need to make. Well, no, professional boxing. The aim is not to make someone bleed, is it?
I'm more unlicensed, so mine's a lot more
loose.
But I suppose when you're entering into that,
is it illegal?
No, it's not legal. When you enter into that combat arena, I haven't got the mentality for anything like that anymore. None of that. I don't even run red lights.
I'm just checking.
Yeah, no. So I think with the mentality with combat sports, you've got to be aware that that person, especially with the position I put myself in now, everybody who I fight is trying to take my head off. Everybody who I fight wants to eliminate me out of that ring. They don't just want to beat me, they want to eliminate me, they want to cause me as much pain, they want to make themselves look as good as possible.
And is that something to do with the fact that it's you they're fighting, or would they be like that with any competitor?
I think most people are like it. You've got to be like it with any competitor, but I think because of the pedestal I put myself on with the fighting, and because of the amount of views that it attracts, and because of the attention that it brings, I think I obviously become a bit of a detriment to myself yet again. Well done, Luke.
You're a target.
Just realised what I've done there.
So you've had a lot of fights.
164 today.
And so that's both boxing and MMA, is that correct?
Done professional and amateur MMA, professional and amateur kickboxing, bare knuckle boxing, hybrid boxing, which I've got an English, British, European and world title in. So that's boxing in the MMA gloves. I've got a bare knuckle boxing title. We've done it all. We've done Muay Thai.
Right.
We've been there and done it all. We've been kicked by everyone.
So over 160 fights in 4 years. And that is that obviously it's a lot. It's a heavy toll on your body. Like, how often are you having these fights?
So to start with, it was 2-3 times a weekend. Then it went up to 4, 5. I've done 5 in a weekend before.
You're joking.
Oh, no. Multiple times. So, I was travel from one corner of the country to the other. But now this year, we're taking a lot more seriously. So, 164 fights, 4 or 5 times a weekend. This year, we're going a lot more. We're doing a lot less, once a week. Do you know what I mean? Nice and thoughtful. You know what I mean? Doing things sensibly, guys.
And how long would a fight typically last? How many minutes?
So, a boxing match is a boxing match on the unlicensed scene will be 2 minutes long. 9 times out of 10 now I'm the main event, so it'll be a 5-round fight, so it'll be 5 times 2, which is 10 minutes. So 10 minutes of fighting, but it's hard. Even after the first 2 minutes, it's hard.
Oh God, you don't need to convince us of that. I think we all know that. But the reason I think you're saying that is because 2 minutes for a round doesn't you think, 2 minutes goes like that. But if someone's beating the out of you,
and if you've got to breathe, so there's breathing, it's hard. And I'm an heavy guy. I'm a heavy person throwing this around the ring.
Are you heck heavy? Why do you do it?
I absolutely love it now. I'm addicted to it. I have to do it.
Tell me how you can be addicted to someone trying to beat you up.
Because for the first time in my life, I've genuinely found something that I can do that people... Well, everyone's always got an opinion. I get so much hate online, but never in person. Look, I'm sat here with yourself in this location. It's amazing. So maybe I'm not doing it wrong, but people always have something to say. But I know I'm hooked to it. I have to do it. It saved my life. It really, really did, and it's took me to places. And I've filmed movies, like I've told you just before this, which I won't mention on here. I've got more opportunities coming up. I've sat with amazing people in amazing places, and I know in my heart this is just a start. Right. I ain't going to stop.
And when you say it saved your life, you mean because it's brought discipline and order and a way of earning a living.
100%.
And looking after your family.
And ultimately a way of making my family proud. I've never been able to... I mean, you can be young and you can... I designed a football shirt once in junior school and I won a competition. That's probably one of the only times. Or when I came to Trafalgar Square and did a little Trafalgar Day parade back in the day when I was younger. There's only been a couple of times where maybe my parents could have looked at me and said, oh, that's my son. But at the same time as well, like, for every parent, that's amazing. But my parents chose to have me. And they chose, above all the crap that I give them, above everything, they chose me and they never give in. So now obviously we're at the position where when I do things, they can be proud. When I get married, they'll be proud.
Are you making yourself emotional? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
It's all I want to do, really.
You want to make them proud? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is an amazing...
Look at me. Sorry.
But you do not need to apologise. I mean, there's absolute strength, not only in the boxing ring physically, but there's strength in vulnerability, isn't there?
I mean, I think I just come to the realisation that just like me with fighting, I could quit any time. I could have quit a year. I could have quit a year ago. I could have quit 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I could have quit when I get kicked in the head in front of thousands and got knocked out and got embarrassed. I could quit when I quit in the ring, and I could have never gone back, and I never did. And that's why I'm sat here with yourselves. And my parents could have quit. They could have said no, and I know they wanted to. I know I pushed them to it, but they never did. So now at the end of it, what's it all for if they can't sit there and go, that's my son, innit? And I know they do now. I know they do.
Have they told you that they're proud of you?
They do. They don't need to.
You know. Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway. Cool. Yeah. I think that's just, proved to admit it's worth it, yeah? That's it. Sorry.
Stop saying sorry, you daft thing. I'm going to talk to you, Luke, about the risks of what you do. Because every time you step into a ring, there is a chance.
I won't come back out.
Exactly.
It is that plain and simple. It is.
You've got a partner that you love who you're going to get married to next year. You've got a boy who's 13 that you adore. You put your safety at risk every time you step into that ring. And you know that, and they know that. Is that in your head when you're stepping into the ring?
I tell you what, it was a million times more dangerous when we're getting chased by the police in stupid cars, or when we're committing stupid crimes and I'm taking stupid substances.
But that's, okay, well, that's when you were young and stupid, your words. Now you're an adult. with responsibilities. You are making informed choices and you are choosing to put yourself in danger through your job.
I just think life was a lot more dangerous beforehand. Life was more dangerous for me before I found fighting. The things that, the punches, the kicks to the head, they can, but you speak to someone who climbs mountains, it's pretty goddamn dangerous.
No, it is. It is. Absolutely, of course. There's risk to that kind of hobby / profession. But I mean, I've been looking at the figures. In clinical studies of professional boxers, around 62% showed signs of amnesia or dementia. You will know that hundreds of professional boxers around the world have died from fight-related head injuries between the 1950s and the 2000s. I mean, it's that serious.
Yeah, no, 100%. But at the same time, going backwards to me is scarier than anything ever in front of me. I genuinely, I don't know how to word it. Maybe that's coming out how it is in my head to word it. But
no, you're expressing yourself absolutely as you want to. I just don't understand it.
I just genuinely, no, and a lot of people don't. In fact, I had this conversation on the train over here today.
Oh, yeah.
With a medical professional as well, actually, yeah. So it's funny that this come up. But it's at the end of the day, it's poignant because people need to know, and this is the number one thing I get told. I am well aware of the risks, 100%. I just, myself personally, I just feel I know what's inside me. I know we can never truly be fixed or changed. There's still a lot of anger inside me. There's still a lot of hurt. There's still a lot of pain. There's still a lot of confusion. Even now as an adult, I have to channel that somehow. I have to get these things out of me. And for fighting is just, when I'm in that ring, I'm not in the ring to hurt people. You can probably see that. People that watch me, they probably see it's evident. I'm more than nice to my opponents, to be quite honest. It's becoming a bit of a problem.
Are you the nicest boxer in the UK?
I think I might be. I genuinely think I might be. Probably in the world, to be fair. But just I enjoy being in there. I epitomise every single bit of it. It's the only place before a fight, you feel sick, you feel horrible, you sit there and you think, why on earth am I doing this? But then they call out your name and you get in that ring, and for me, everything's off my shoulders. It doesn't matter that I've messed up 3 years ago. It doesn't matter what I did then or who's done what there, or the whole world can be on my shoulders, and for that moment it just feels like someone lifts it off and I'm just free, and I can just fight and I can just exercise all that out of me. And you sit down afterwards and there's so many lads out there, it's not just myself, there's so many lads. I think there's a sect of broken people, broken men. I'm just going to say for the broken men, because I am a man and I can only speak on behalf of, well, the men that think like myself and that I know. There's a few of us that are broken. We all go through pain. Every single person does. But there's a large group of lads on the unlicensed scene in the boxing that fight because they need to fight. They have to fight. The risks of them not fighting far surpass any risks that they could ever have inside the ring. Okay. To some people, like you said to yourself, you struggle to understand that.
Well, I think in the last few answers, I feel like I'm getting there to understanding. I can't relate.
No.
But I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. You talked about the hate you get. Why?
Well, at the end of the day, I think what it is I think in this day and age at the moment, there's a lot of sadness in the world. Everyone's miserable, everyone's confused, everyone's just trying to find their own path in life. And if they're not trying to find their own path in life, then myself, I'm too busy. This is how I'll put it. I'm too busy. I'm too focused on the things what we've just discussed. My priorities in life, proving to my family that I'm worth it. Being a better dad than I've ever been to my son. Each year, just becoming better, becoming a better human. So I'm that focused on myself. I will never pass judgment, even if someone's doing something that I might not want to do myself, or someone's doing something that I really want to do, but they're really not doing a good job of it. who am I to pass judgment? Who am I to look down on you? But so many people do.
You mean people look down on you?
Yeah, people look down on anyone. They will pass hatred. They'll pass nasty comments, and
But
that's not because.
Why you? What
But
sort
it's
of
not
comments?
just me. It's not me because I put myself out there. So at the end of the day, like I can't put myself out there and say, "Oh, poor me." No, I put myself out there, put myself in that position. But what I do also do is I look at these people and I think, if you were that focused on yourself, if you were that busy on providing for your own life,
You might
becoming
have a
better
more-
for yourself, you wouldn't even have time to focus on me.
But what kind of comments are you talking about? What sort of hate?
Oh, I get all sorts. They call me a windmiller. They tell me I'm not a boxer. All sorts. It can be the most vicious.
Explain the significance of being called a windmill. It doesn't sound that bad to me.
No, basically.
What does it mean?
And if you windmill, if you catch them, you'll clean them out. But anyway, it basically means that they're basically saying I shut my eyes and swing my arms and run straight forwards.
Understood.
But if it works, it works.
Okay.
No, but I don't. Do you know what it is? If I got that piece of paper there and we ask Google what is a boxer, it'll come up with a whole load of jargon and it'll probably say the complete opposite to what I do. But like we've already discussed, when we were sat in that room in there, what did I say to you? You said, "What do you do, Luke?" And you answered the question before me. You said, "You're a fighter." I'm not a professional MMA fighter. I'm not a professional boxer. I'm just a fighter. There's two things that are guaranteed, as well, a few things that are guaranteed. I will turn up on the date you ask me to turn up. I will fight whoever you ask me to fight. I will stick it on the chin as hard as I can. And then I'll collect my money, I'll shake your hand and I'll go home. No hard feelings, no animosity, no ifs, ands, pots or pans. Just a good time and a good smile.
Can we talk about your training
Yeah.
and your mindset?
Yeah.
Is there a typical training routine for you?
I think people really do push themselves into training to exercise a lot of what goes on up here and in here. I am the same. I have to be training. I have to be in the gym. See, I do focus a lot on like my weightlifting and whatnot. That is what really saved me.
But is there a daily routine for you?
Yeah, just wake up every day, hit the gym.
For how long?
Cold plunge. Oh, I'm there for a couple of hours every day. I'll do my boxing in the morning, I'm in a few bags. I'll be in the cold plunge sauna. I'll do a rotation of that minimum of 3 times. And then I'll be over at my gym. And yeah, we're pumping iron down there, training with the best of the best, training alongside champions.
And how many days a week would you have that routine?
Oh, I mean, 6-7 days a week if I can.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll be in the gym before I fight.
Right.
To me, I have to be in these situations. I can't. My missus hates me because I will sit down on a Sunday and she'll be like, "It's Sunday, I'm just going to chill, Luke." And I'll be like, "Nah, where are we going? What are we doing? How are we doing it?"
You're fidgety,
You know what I
you're
mean?
edgy. Yeah, you've got to be doing something.
Yeah, I can't do it. She'll come in from work, bless her, at 5 o'clock, and by 5:10, I'm saying, "What are we doing?" She's like, "No, Luke, I just want to chill. Just want to watch Corrie."
Oh, how long have you been together with Hannah?
Hannah, 4 years, 4 amazing years. Like I said to you before, I spent a long time in life. Maybe I never deserved anyone like Hannah either.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. It is what it is. I don't look at the world. You've got to be aware of what I'm aware of what I've done. I'm aware of who I've been, what I've been. Maybe I'm a bit too harsh on myself, but it is what it is. But I mean, like when I found Hannah, she is amazing. I found Hannah when I wasn't looking for anyone. I didn't want anyone. And that was maybe for the first time in my life. I was more focused, like I've just said, on myself. I wasn't interested. I didn't care. But then I found Hannah, and that was the first thing I ever said to her. I just said, "You're beautiful." She still is. I still think it every day. I told her she was beautiful. And then from that day, yeah, she's just become my best friend.
And you proposed in the ring.
In the ring, yeah.
I've watched the clip.
I lost that fight as well.
So what?
I know, but
no one remembers that.
But no, they don't. And that's what my best friend actually said it to me. Again, the same lad, he said to me, he goes, so I was sat there so worried about it. I was like, "Should I do this?" And he said, "Luke," he's like, "But what if I don't win?" He said, "Luke, but so what if you don't?" He's like, "Do you love her?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, just then do it." So I did. And now we're here. Getting married next year. Can't wait.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Something, like I said, is a point in my life I never thought I'd be at. But it's one I'm grateful to be at, especially with who it is. Yeah.
And do you mean you thought you'll never get married, or were you thinking you'll never get married because who is going to fall in love with someone like me?
All of it, to be
Right.
quite honest. I never thought I deserved it. I never thought I could love someone the way I do. in this day and age, it's really easy to not have a proper relationship, to cause pain to each other and to hurt each other. I'll never betray Hannah. I know that, hand on heart. I could never. The things she's done for me, standing in my corner, she's picked me up off the ground unconscious. She's wiped away my blood and my snot and my tears. We've cried together. We've loved together. Do you know? So she's irreplaceable. She really is. So.
I'm happy for you.
We're not perfect, are we? We still argue with each other.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She'll still tell me exactly how it is. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And when I'm right, I'm still wrong. And when Hannah's wrong, she's definitely right. Do you know what I mean? Happy wife, happy life. That is the key to the game. No. Yeah.
Let me ask you about Kane, your boy Kane. He is 13.
Yeah.
You've got his name. Going on 30.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got his name tattooed on your neck. I can see that.
Stylishly.
And there's a very lovely photograph. This is a picture of your boy and you earlier this year. You know which picture I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah. It's just it's one of the proudest moments, you know. My son sat next to me, spitting image of me, training in the same places as me, doing the things that I wish I could have done. Do you know? I wish, not that I was ever, no, he's just he's in a blessed position. He's down there, he's learning from amazing people. And he stood by my side with a lot of amazing achievements, you know, achievements. Do you see, the thing is with my son, it's the same with my family. It's the same with my family. I've never really talked about it, you know. When my son was first born, I was a mess. Like, everyone says, I wish I could sit here and say I had my son and I sorted myself out, but I didn't. I think, to be honest, it scared me more than anything. So when I first had Kane, I was young, I was stupid, I was still under the care system, do you know?
How old were you?
I was 18, I believe. I'm 13 years old.
But I'm going to bring you back to this picture.
Yeah,
So there's you and him in the ring, shorts on, tops off, you've got your arm, you're standing just behind him, you're both going like that, you've got your arm around his neck in a protective sort of loving way. And you've posted this picture on your Instagram and you have written, you think the world was ever going to call a man like your father a hero? And it's like you're saying that to your son because he thinks you're a hero.
Yeah, he does.
And how does that make you feel?
This is so. Like I said, we were never. When Kane first came, life was a mess, and then it got worse. And I remember at one point, really poignant. It was Christmas. I was living in this house. The upstairs was barren. Downstairs didn't have carpets. It was a mess. I didn't have anything. It was, a few of my mates will remember, it was a shell of a house. And Kane still, his mum never stopped me. She never did. She probably could have done. And he was staying over and it was Christmas and the house was a mess. And I realised, like, look, what are you doing? What you're living in? This is no place for your son to be living in. And I probably don't deserve for him to think like, for me to think as a hero back then. But I realised that life was at one of its lowest it could ever be. I couldn't have lived in a worse place. I would have been better off homeless. And he was still sat by me. He'd still wake up in the morning next to me and we'd still do the best with what we could. But it was my fault. It was only me that put us in that position. There's no point pussyfooting around it. Now, all these years on, we've chipped away and I think finally we're maybe starting to prove to him that, yeah, Dad's done all this. And I won't hide it from him. Dad's done all this. But I've done it all, so you don't need to. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to mess up the way I've done it. I've done that, so if you're going to go do it, I'll tell you already what's going to happen. Yeah. I'll teach you the lesson before it's done, lad. And look, now I can look at my dad and I can be proud of my dad. Yeah, I really am proud of him. Amazing man. He's got what he needs. He has, and he's built it with my mum and with an amazing family. So I think that's what my son, like I said to you about my family, and we need them to be proud. It goes down, and then I'll leave him one day. Yeah. One day I won't be on this planet, and he'll be left, and he's only left with the tools that we equip him with.
100%.
Me and his mother.
Yeah.
A mum can only prepare so much and a dad does so much, and together they create something amazing.
How would you feel if he wanted to go in the ring, if he wanted to be a fighter?
Kane can make his own decisions.
How would you feel?
I'd support him in every single step of the way. Kane he will make his own decisions. He can make his own decisions. I'll teach him right from wrong. I'll advise him right from wrong. If I see something obviously that's an extreme detriment to my son's health, then without a doubt I'll step in and I'll take that choice away from him. But
I'm going to say to you, boxing might be an extremely detrimental thing to his health.
Well, I mean, Kane doesn't. He never will ever do it like me.
Right.
And now he trains his martial arts, but he doesn't train his martial arts to fight. He doesn't train his martial arts to attack other children.
Right.
He trains his martial arts to be able to understand the world as it is and to be able to handle himself. And to be fair, he's come on leaps and bounds. I think with fighting and with training, not with fighting, because there's a massive difference between training and fighting. Because most of the people I train with, they'll never ever fight. They just love to train.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? They love the mental health. They love to be able to...
honestly, the link between strengthening your body and then it's strengthening your mind.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the thing?
I think without a doubt. Yeah. See, what it was for me is I looked at the world as one massive problem. And do you know, can you imagine if you just arrived on this earth and you were told, right, now you've got to conquer it. And you looked and you're like, whoa. But then if you arrived on this earth and you're like, right, start here, and then you go there, and then you go there, and then you go there. It's just like a little ladder in it, little rungs, bit by bit, duck by duck.
Doesn't have to be a constant battle.
No, and once you've chipped away at all the bits, sooner or later, it's like nibbling a biscuit. You nibble around it. By the time you know, you've finished it. I just nibble away at my biscuit until we've completed it.
How would you describe your trajectory, your journey from your childhood to now?
I think for a long time, maybe everything was on slow motion. Groundhog Day, repeat. I'd say only truly for the past 2, 3, 4 years have I been able to live. And that way I appreciate the world. When I'm travelling, I'm not just stuck in this. I can open my eyes and I can look around and I can be truly thankful. You see, I found religion not too long ago. I mean, I've always been quite religious, but I mean, I never truly felt it inside me. And I found it, and now I do. Only through my own problems, I found it being at my worst, not because someone told me to, not because someone said, look, this is what you should do.
It's your choice.
It was my choice. I found when I've been at my lowest, I found myself in the church. When I found myself at the happiest of the happiest, I found myself thanking God. So do you know, within those two contrasts, I found myself, well, look, do you know what I mean? I have faith there. So.
I haven't asked you what's the worst injury you've had from fighting.
Oh, the worst injury, yeah. So it was up in Wales. Me and Hannah and Kane came as well, actually.
He saw it.
Yeah, this is a thing. Kane's only ever been to, out of 164 fights, I think he's only ever been to 2 or 3. And it was for this reason. This is the reason why I went to Wales and I had a fight with someone, a boxing match, and it was one punch, the first punch of the fight. It hit me with a boxing glove, boom, on the pipe, and it broke my eye socket. Split all my eye open. My face came out here. It was in the middle of Wales. I refused to go to a Welsh hospital. I read the name of where I was and I thought, there's not a life for me. I'm putting that in the sat nav. Take me back to Halifax, babe. So we travelled back to Halifax.
So you're not slighting the medical professionals in the hospital in Wales. It was just a name that you couldn't pronounce.
No, it was just typing it into the sat nav.
Fair enough.
There was no chance. So yeah, we dripped blood all the way back to Halifax for about 4.5 hours.
How old was Kane at this point?
Kane, he was only about last year, so about 11, 12.
Okay.
Yeah, it was about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago.
So old enough to know what's going on.
I've only been fighting it's just become up to the 4th year anniversary on Halloween. So yeah, he was well aware. He knew anyway. Like he at the end of the day, you go swimming, you can't cry when you get wet. And I think Kane's well aware of that. He knows I'm fighting, mate. Do you know, things can go wrong. Now, I don't have him there because if something was to go wrong, like he saw my eye get broke. It's not the nicest, but at the same time, it's not the worst. But imagine if something a bit worse did happen to me. I've been knocked out before. I've had episodes in the ring that are probably not the best. Do you know what I mean? It's fighting, it's violent. Things happen to your body. Do you know what I mean? So no, it won't. He understands the risks of it, but from that Wales incident, from the broken eye socket, we're not doing it no more.
Okay.
You see, the thing is, like I said to you earlier, fighting's just what I'm paid to do.
I know, but you can't be doing it when you're 50.
No, well.
Can you?
I see some people do. Some people do, yeah, 100%.
Okay, let me try again. You can't be doing it when you're 60.
No. Well,
You joking me?
I'll kick off in the home, me. I'm not forced. Do you know what I mean? No,
you won't be in a home at 60. That's young.
Well, it depends on Hannah gets sick of me. No, I'm only joking. So what it is, I've never had a plan with fighting. What it was with fighting is, I started, it was week-to-week money. It was something to keep me off. And then I realised, as it is with life, Luke, why have you done it all if there's nothing from it? If at the end of it, all I've got is memories, then why have you done it? Do you know what I mean? Go create memories doing something else, not getting kicked in the head all week. Do you know what I mean? So then I've started to adapt, work on it as a business, build it online. And now, look, I'm sat here with yourselves, like I've already said. The things that we've already discussed, we've got penciled in, many more amazing opportunities, and I've done some brilliant things. Yeah. So now, even if I was to stop today, yes, it was all worth it. But I do believe, in my head, I know, in fact, I don't believe, I know there's a destination. Just like when I got on the train at Halifax, and my destination was here, and everything in between, talking to the people I talked to, it was all just a journey. Like this now is just a journey. I've already made it. I am where I'm sat with my family, with everyone that I'm meant to be, doing everything I'm meant to be. And it's a complete contrast to what I had, and I know that. I'm extremely broken by a lot of the things that I've done throughout my life. I think that affects me. But I think I heard something not so long ago, and it said, you've got to learn to forgive yourself. Maybe not forgive yourself as in tell yourself that what you did was okay, but forgive yourself and let go of punishing yourself forever. And also maybe be aware that maybe I didn't deserve everything that's ever happened to me. Maybe I didn't ask for everything.
I do feel like you are really hard on yourself. I really do. Just from our conversation now.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like to. A lot of people like to blame the world, don't they? And I think when you blame the world or you blame other people, I don't know. I don't think you're never gonna. I don't know. I don't know how this works. If I didn't know how it works, yeah.
But I mean, from a certain age, we make our own choices. You don't choose who you're born into, what sort of family, what kind of background. You can't, that's not on you. That's not on you.
And then again, maybe even if one little thing had changed, then I wouldn't be sat where I am now.
True.
And who's to say where I would be sat would be better than I am now, or would be worse than I am now? To be honest, I don't care. I'm sat here. And today I'm happy. Today I'm happy. The past few days I've had a few stresses in life. They've knocked me off balance, but they don't ruin us. We don't ruin us, not like they used to. Do you know? So today I'm happy. Tomorrow I still have a lot to be grateful for. It's all about gratefulness now.
This show is called Unbelievable Britain, and we ask all our guests, finally, what is the most unbelievable lesson life has taught you?
Genuinely, I just see so much pain and sadness at the moment in the world. And I think, like I said, if you look at it as all one big problem, the world's full of pain, the world's full of sadness, we'll never get anywhere. But if you look to your left, to your right, and you look to the people around you, you can spread a bit of happiness and a bit of kindness, and just pick each other up, man. Pick each other up, because if not, God knows where the world's going.
Luke, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. If you've enjoyed our conversation, please do subscribe, send us a comment. We definitely want to hear from you, and look out for future episodes of Unbelievable Britain.